Hi there, and welcome to day 3 of 30 tips to supporting your immune health. Today, I'm going to be bringing to you tips 7, 8, and 9. So hopefully they'll be helpful and useful to you as you build up your immune support and your immune strength, which is particularly helpful during winter months, no matter what is going on in the outside world. So the first thing that I'd like to talk about today, tip 7, is about prebiotics. The gut, our gut, contains a large percentage, approximately 80% according to some sources, of our immune cells. So your gut health is really important for helping to maintain your immune system and your immune health. Now, you can get prebiotics from some different food sources. Some people suggest that can come from things like chicory or onions, bananas, and almonds. However, this does also depend on the quality of those products. So like I've said in video 1, where possible with your food sources, buy organic where possible, because the more pure these products are, these natural, fresh food sources are, the better they are for you in terms of the nutrients, the minerals that are available in them. And, oftentimes if they are not organic, then their mineral, vitamin, and nutrient content might be a little bit compromised. So where possible, buy organic that's within your budget and also within where you live. However, what I do encourage is not to stress over having to have or not being able to get hold of organic. Bless your food, because blessing your food makes a huge difference as well anyway. If during these winter months you feel like you'd need to top up or like to top up your prebiotic intake, then you can also supplement with that. And Vogels do a product of prebiotics which some people might find helpful. This is called Mulcasan, and this one is a fruit flavored one, so it's quite easy to take for children as well, even though it is a little bit tart. However, you can add a little bit of water to it just to dilute it. You just take 20 mils a day, just at the start of the day, and just with a little bit of water, and that's all you need, and just see how you go with that. However, even without a supplement, what is really important is that you do maintain good gut health, due to the fact that so many of our immune system cells are in that gut area. So good gut bacteria is really important. The next tip today, tip 8, is looking at vitamin D. Now, vitamin D can often get depleted in the winter months. And I'm in the Northern Hemisphere speaking to you. In fact, I'm in Ireland, and Ireland can often have very dark months in the winter time, and days can often be very dark and grey here. So it's not unusual that vitamin D can be deficient in some of the population. Also, due to the fact that these days we spend so much of our time indoors, vitamin D can also be depleted simply by the fact that our lifestyle is not getting us outside enough. So where possible, the best sources of vitamin D really are getting outside and exposing yourself to some daylight. So, even if it's just 5 minutes at a time throughout the day, get out there, during a break, when you're having your toilet break, get outside and just stand there in the sunshine and allow yourself to be exposed to it. Pulling up your sleeves, pulling up your trouser legs, getting your skin exposed, because that's what's really important, is exposure to your skin. Also, remember, you do need to protect your skin as well. So even if it is winter, it's still a really good idea to have some kind of sun protection on if you're going to be exposed to the sun for longer periods of time. Obviously, if it's under sort of 20 minutes, then that's okay. However, do your best just to get outside, get some exposure to that daylight, to that sunlight, and that will really help to improve your vitamin D levels, which really does help to support the immune system. We do, like I say, become deficient in winter months. So it is really important that we do our best to make sure we get enough of this vitamin, because our body doesn't make it naturally. However, it does get absorbed by being exposed to sunlight. Now, the last tip for the day, tip number 9, is about drinking water. Many of us, myself included at one stage, do not drink enough water. And it's so, so important because it does help to cleanse our system of toxins and different residue that gets left behind due to different stresses and strains, foods and drinks that we consume. So it's really, really important that we drink enough water. Now, for the average person, that's 1.5 to 2 liters minimum per day. If you tend to be more active and or sweat quite a lot, then you're going to need to up that intake. And and that will depend on how much sort of aerobic kind of activity that you do. On average, I consume a minimum of 2 liters, and that doesn't include things like tea or coffee or herbal beverages either, or fruit juices. I'm talking about pure, simple, clean water, not sparkling water either, just pure plain water. If you're going to have coffee and tea, remember, coffee and tea, regular coffee and tea, are diuretics. That means that they actually do dehydrate the system. So if you're going to have a tea and a coffee, you need to almost double then the equivalent in water. So if you're having a tea and a coffee, you need to drink an extra glass of water in place of that. Also, herbal teas don't count as drinking water because there's a herbal element to them. So it's not actually pure water that you're drinking. So it's really important that your actual water intake is 1.5 to 2 liters minimum per day. So just to recap on those 3 tips for today, first one is your prebiotics. Predominantly do your best to get that in food form. However, if you do want to take a supplement, then remember you can get something like this from Vogel's, easy to take, 20 mils a day with a little bit of water. The second tip that I shared with you today, tip 8, was about getting outside, getting that vitamin D into your system, which is so important in the winter months to help with our immune health support. Okay, so get outside as much as you can, even if it's several lots of 5 minutes per day. Just do your best to get outside and up your vitamin D intake. And then the last tip for today was water. Water really does help with cleansing your system of toxins and any other residue that's not helpful. So aiming for a minimum of 1.5 to 2 liters per day, just to help keep your system clean and cleansed during these winter months especially. Okay, thanks very much, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye.